My name is Genny and I was born on November 13th, 1995 in Albania. I came to this country when I was 6 months old, and in 2001, my sister Joy was born. In school, I was always the loner. I had no friends, and I always made jokes about myself to make friends because I always had trouble focusing, and it's what I do best to this day.
Artistic.
Constructive.
Vigorous.
Probably caring. What the fuck?
I'm in shock.
What?
I would never expect that to come.
Turn that off.
My name is Victoria Allison Wug. I was born and raised in New York City. It was just me, my mom, and my dad, and then came my brother in 2004. In elementary school, I was a loner and I didn't do well in school. In the 6th grade, I came to TYWLS and I was diagnosed with ADD, and it all went downhill from there. But now I won class clown, so it's okay.
Reflects that, the idea that there are all these rules that end up coming out.
Devious.
Weird.
Spicy.
Obnoxious.
Model.
No, seriously, this is really bad footage. Like, this is serious.
Myself, like I always at night, I'm always like.
10th grade fucked you up, that's it.
Yeah, 10th grade was like.
In 9th grade you were fine.
Shit. Yeah, no, 10th grade was like
What
shit.
happened in 10th grade?
I was like, who cares about homework? Like, it was the funniest year ever because I didn't do shit.
It's the same.
I don't remember the last time I did homework ever in my whole life.
Yeah,
Probably when I was in 5th grade.
not even like
You did
3rd grade.
exercise
I remember the
though.
first time I got a note.
Yes, I almost failed
3rd
5th grade.
Yeah.
I remember the teacher, she was like, if you don't start doing homework, that's it. She was like, you're
Miss
getting left
Capolo,
back.
she sent a letter home and I was like, and then after that it just went downhill. Never did homework again. On the perfect day, boss. So look at this.
I know, we got shares today.
When we were in Italy, and okay, so in Italy you're not allowed to go to other people's rooms, and she convinced me to go to this other girl's room, right? And then once we got into the room, like we got bored, so we wanted to go back, but when we went back, like our door was locked. Basically, we went back into the other girl's room, and they the teachers were walking around, like doing a room check and stuff like that, and we didn't want to get caught. So we went inside the bathroom, like locked the door, closed all the lights, and like we had to stay quiet. It was really weird, but we had to stay really quiet so she wouldn't hear us. And she would not stop laughing. Like, knowing Jeannie's laugh, like she would not stop laughing. I literally had to like hold her mouth, and she was like slobbering all over my face. It was disgusting.
And she entered the class one day by running into the door frame and started complaining loudly that she bumped her head with her hand over her forehead. And when I told her to take her hand down and stop being silly, she had a giant protrusion on her head.
This was the first time she came to sleep over my house, and my sister was taking insulin because she's diabetic and also eating something. And Jeannie constantly makes jokes, which like a lot of times we don't laugh at them, but we more so laugh at when she does something by mistake that's dumb. So she did something like not on purposely, and my sister laughed so hard she started choking like in the middle of taking her insulin with the shot in her hand, the needle, and it scared Jeannie, so she fell off the bed.
My best memory of Jeannie is every day, every time I hear her laugh. I know where she is. I could be on the 5th floor and she could be at the deli. I'm like, oh, Jeannie's at the deli, she's safe. She's safe too, that's good. So every day I have my best memory. But also it's whenever Jeannie told me about her pet chicken that she had growing up in, was Albania? Is she from Albania? Yeah, she was growing up in Albania and she loved her chicken so much, but then she had to eat it for dinner one night and she was devastated.
Do you remember we went to the toy store
And you fucking pushed me.
and you were like this, come here, and the board games, the shelf of board games, and I went like this, and you,
Alright, that hurt.
and the board game, and
I also had Genny in 7th and 11th grade, and I had to speak to her a lot in class. Very early on, I think in 7th grade, I went up to her because I felt like she believed that I was picking on her, and I was like, Genny, it's just because you have such a loud voice that you're not the only one talking. When I'm talking, you're not following instructions. You just are very loud naturally. And I think I had her again in the 11th grade, and I have her again this year. She still hasn't learned.
The most memorable thing about her is when she choked me in 6th grade.
We did the same after school together, and our teacher hated both of us because we were crazy and we destroyed the cafeteria, and then we hid in the bathroom. We got caught.
So we were in the same class in 6th grade. So we had Ruthie, the music teacher, as a sub back then. So she hated her for no reason, and then she started calling her Ruthie the cat for some reason. And then one day, she straight up brought a Ziploc bag of cat food and started throwing it at her. And that was the funniest thing to me. I mean, now it's fucked up.
It was all of freshman year Spanish when she would hide her name within the worksheet so that I could search for it to find out who had done the work. And my other favorite Victoria moment is when we went on a yoga field trip to pick up yoga mats, and she started doing sun salutations on the street in front of Yoga Agora.
Victoria was talking when I was talking in the back, I think. I have a vision of her being in the back. And I was giving instructions, very detailed instructions, and Victoria was talking the entire time, and I was annoyed and stopped giving instructions and asked Victoria, were you even listening? Do you know what I said? And Victoria, word for word, repeated everything that I had said, to the T. I was like, okay.
Brought a Hannah Montana wig. And she will put that wig on and
stand on the top of the stack of the chairs.
Yeah.
And perform, and
she would just be in her bra and her underwear.
Slide.
Yeah. And she would just swing and start singing.
And do dance
I'm
performances.
Hannah Montana.
I would say that both of them were a complete mess in 8th grade, to the degree that they actually harmed other children's education on a regular basis in the classroom, no matter what the professionals of this school did to try to encourage them not to do so. And I think Victoria was probably mean, would be the word I would describe. And Genny was just a mess, all over the place.
Get off, you fat fuck. I can't breathe. Ow!
And so to see them in 12th grade having become the colorful, creative, and yet very capable students has been, all kidding aside, a wonderful reward for being a teacher.
I woke up, it was 7, waited till 11 just to figure out that no one would call. I think I've got a lot of friends, but I don't hear from them. What's another night all alone? When you're spending every day on your own, and here it goes. I'm just a kid and life is a nightmare. I'm just a kid, I know that's not fair. Nobody cares 'cause I'm alone and the world is having more fun than me. And maybe when the night is dead, I'll crawl into my bed, staring at